Hello viewers! I know it's not Kyle Army, so my apologies on that first of all. I've been a bit busy for the last few days, so I haven't been able to change the graphics or anything, but today we are at Silverstone and we're on the Teams Constructors. Let's have a quick look at the table. It can be won today by the OBN Racing team if they basically finished high up in the league in the race today. They will claim victory today, meaning they won't be able to be passed at the next race. So we'll see where that goes. But obviously PWS are going to have something to say on that. Hopefully you can see the stream and you can hear me okay. If someone can just acknowledge that, that'd be great. Thanks very much. Qualification is underway, so we'll jump straight into there rather than looking at the Kyle Army graphic. What I'll do first of all is obviously I'm on board with Mark Rogers, and what we'll do is we'll follow Mark Rogers round on what will be his first fast lap. We'll do split screen as well so we can see exactly what's going on, and I'll give you a bit of a lap guide. We all know Silverstone, so you know it's one of these where people know the corners, know where they're going, and usually race it by corner name rather than turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. So this is Mark's out lap, I believe. So as I said, once he crosses the finish line, he's currently being held up by Mr. Sutherland. We'll see where that goes for him, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, he's just giving himself a bit of space to back off, and then he can push. Usually takes a couple of laps to get your tyres going here, though. You can see Mark's taking the scenic route there, going rather deep. That means Mark Rogers will now have a free run. Okay. So he's coming round. Start finish straight. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. My apologies. I'm looking at something else. Obviously he's coming through this well-known section now. Oh, he's got a bit sideways there. This lap he's going to scrub. There you go, I can tell you that he's going to scrub. He'll probably go again. We've had two cars colliding on track as well already. So I think we just need to keep an eye on people colliding early on. Obviously this is the hanger straight. Going to turn right into Stowe. Wants to take the apex as close as possible here. Get the power down so the car will naturally drift left. And they'll be looking to get the anchors on into Vale. Just getting as close to the sausage as possible. And then taking the difficult club where the car can over-rotate a little bit here. As you can see, he's just fighting with it even though he's still getting his tyres warm. And he'll be flat out now onto Abbey. Just ease off ever so slightly to cut the corner, as you can see there. Take the corner. And he's coming into Farm. Difficult little section this. This will take him to Village and then onto Maggots. Sorry, the Wellington Straight. Thinking about 4 corners ahead of you. This little tricky section starts at Brooklands, left-hander, cutting the apex as much as possible so you can keep the momentum through. And again, you're looking to keep to the apex on the right-hand side here, and this is Luffield. It's going to get the power down nice and early, and then floor it onto Woodcote. And then braking around the 50 metre marker. Turn right into Copse. This is looking a much better lap, and now we're into Beckett's well-known section. This, and then we end with Chapel. So you'll see he'll get a good corner now, because before he went wide. Yeah, he's looking good there. Coming out of Chapel and going onto the hanger straight. Quite a few passing places on this track, but it's about setting your car up for getting somebody past. Hi Derek, hi Frank, hi Don. Hopefully you can hear me. Just give me an acknowledgement if you can hear me okay, guys. I've a bit of a tiss today. I've been rather busy, so I've not been able to set my stream up as such. Hi Eric. So I've not been able to test anything. Hence why my Silverstone track was Kyle Army. Hey, you know, these things happen. For some reason I thought it was 2 hours earlier than it was, which threw me a little bit. That's what called getting old does to you. So what do we reckon the poll's going to be? And who's going to get pole? Hi Malcolm. So pre-qualifying, Neil Bywater put a 1:58.9 in, which is what Chris Bourne's just done. I think that's going to be pole. Now, whether Neil can do it twice is another thing. I'm going to jump on board with Craig Holmes here, because Craig Holmes is up as well. But I think Chris's time's good for pole. I think Neil, if he can put the lap together, he's going to be looking at second or third on the grid quite easily. A lot of drivers are struggling getting out the 1:59s. So, 1:59 seems to be the go-to time. Hi, Goran. So Craig's going to go slightly quicker. He's looking slightly quicker. As you can see, he's managed to put himself into third place. I'm just trying to see who else is on a quick lap who could actually impact the front three. And at this moment in time, everyone is really struggling. And yet, we have seen a 1:58 in there. Reese Wiggins has parked it up. Okay, let's jump on board with Andreas. As you can see, I've got the split screen. Cheers, Dom. It wasn't easy, mate. But yeah, I think the qualifying time and the way I got the consistency really helped yesterday in the night time. So I was quite pleased with that. Learned a lot about this track as well. And it never used to be a track I liked because I could never get the speed out of it. And I managed to learn different parts of the track and gained tenths here, tenths there. And I went from not being able to get under two minutes to first of all doing a 1:59.8, then a 1:59.4, a 1:59.1, then I did a 1:58.9. So I still think there's more in there. So I'm hoping to reproduce that again on Sunday. If I can, with the warmer temperatures on track, I should be able to go even faster. Don't forget I was doing that on a cooler track as well. So yeah, I think there's possibly more in there to find. Andreas hasn't bettered his position. I'm going to jump on board with Neil again. We have lost a driver. I don't know who's quit. We did have 18 before. We've only got 17. So I'm not too sure who's called it a day. Oh yes. Yes I am. It's Jeremy. His controls have gone again. So Jeremy's been having problems with the DD1. And he knows what the problem is, but he's got to wait till tomorrow for the solution. So I have suggested to him to run tonight or today as an automatic, so he doesn't have to worry about the changing of the gears. So let's see if he comes back with automatic. I mean, he's not going to be as quick, understandably, but it means he can still race. So we'll see if he does that. He will be frustrated, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, Don. People run out of fuel. I always overfuel. Can't run out if you overfuel. So Neil's half a second up here, but his best is a 2:017, so he's only looking at a 2:012 at the moment. So he's really struggling. Craig Holmes is now on a flyer, and Neil. Sorry, his reference time was wrong. He's done a 1:58.8, so he has done what I said and actually gone quicker. Now, Craig Holmes is looking equally fast, so let's have a look at Craig Holmes. He is 4/10 up. This will put him into the 1:59s. Again, I could be made a liar here because I'm looking at the splits. Oh no, 1:59.4. So this could put him into the 1:58s. Yeah, he's gained there, he's lost there. These two corners here are so critical to a good lap time. You can make or break your lap time here with just these two corners alone. Hi, Nikos. Yeah, he's lost 2/10. He just can't get the car to grip coming out of there at all. He's not gaining any time, so I think he's going to make a 1:59.1 as a reference time, I think. Let's see. And there is a 1:59.1. Jeremy's back, so I presume he may have gone down the auto shifted route. Let's jump on board with Mr. Christopher. So Christopher's best lap is a 1:59.9, and he's 3/10 up, so he's looking at a 1:59.7 at the moment. But I do think he's not. He seems to be struggling in the Aston. And yet David Gerrard, who's in the other Aston, he's pulling times of 1:59.4. So that's what the Aston can do. It's half a second quicker than what Mark's currently doing. Yeah, Frank, I managed a 1:58.9, and I do think there was a couple of tenths on the table. I made a couple of mistakes on that lap. So I think the time Neil's done, a 1:58.6, is rapid, to be fair. I don't think I'd get that. Or I do think I've got another 2 tenths in there, so I'm probably looking at a 1:58.7. Saying that, Sunday's a different thing. You know, Sunday could completely cut my laps up and end up nowhere. But I think that time is probably what I'd expect on a Sunday for pole now. If you don't get in the 1:58s on Sunday in the Group 1 guys, I think you're going to be left behind. And I do think the car is going to have a lot to do with this track. I think the McLaren really struggles. I'm going to be, I mean, look at that. First 5 cars, 3 Bentleys and 2 Astons. The first McLaren's in 6th place. So anybody running the McLaren, they're in a Hidington off, I think, on this track. The BMW is also very quick on here as well. Although, you know, Merch is currently down in 13th place. Thing is, Nikos, you said that was your personal best. I hadn't beaten 2 minutes flat ever in the Aston, the BMW pre 1.8. So chipping away and chipping away and chipping away is a really good way of doing it. And it's looking back at your lap and understanding, could I have done that bit quicker? And sometimes your braking points, not braking instead. I found a corner where I don't need to brake anymore, and that just keeps the speed of the car through the corner. You know, you end up having to balance the car a little bit more, but you end up sliding the car, which does have an effect on the tyres. And Christopher's really struggling here. Let's jump on board with Reese. This corner here, it's a bizarre corner. It's a very, very difficult corner to gain time on, but you can do it. The key is to get the power down early coming out the corner. If you have to wait with the accelerator to come out the corner, you're never going to do well. Halfway around the corner now, I've got the power on. I'm not going to say it's full power, but by the time I'm on the left-hand side of the curbing, I'm nearly in 4th gear. You know, you can carry so much speed if you just trust the car and trust what you've got as a setup. This section here as well, you can get very quick. If you've got the balance of the car right, you've got to use that curb on the left. So Reese is still 1/10 up. His best is a 1:59.2, so he's going for a 1:59.1. He's not in the 1:58 yet, but a 1:59.1 is a very, very quick time. And I will say, any Group 2 guy or Group 3 guy can get into the 1:59s, you'll get pole. That's not being disrespectful to any of the Group 2, Group 3 guys. But that, I'm sort of lap times, you should be riding with Group 1. There's Merch decided he wants to go for a cone. Really struggling, Merch, actually. He just doesn't seem to be able to get a lap now. And he does prefer the BMW. So Reese is now down on his lap times. Everybody is struggling. We've got... This is like basically the last thing. Funny you say that, Nikos, because I'd never, as I said, pre-1.8, I think I'd done a 2:00.4 in the BMW. So I thought to myself, well, you're supposed to be slower. I had this mental block thinking I was slower. And get yourself out of that mindset is really difficult. But it's also important, because if you can get yourself out of the mindset thinking it's a 1.8 thing, you'll go faster. Everyone thinks 1.8 for some reason is slower, and I don't agree with it. I actually don't think 1.8 is slower. I think it's all about getting the balance of the car right with the tyre model. Now we have lost another driver. I'm not sure who we've lost. Right. Okay. So we're just waiting for a few cars. We'll go to the intro. Okay, let's do a quick grid walk. We've got 1 minute 21 seconds. And in pole position, Neil Bywater. I think that's the first time we've not had Mr. Bourne in pole, in number 38. Then in second place, we have the number 118 of Chris Bourne. Behind that, we have Craig Holmes, and you can see there's a bit of a parade with them 4 cars, and Reese Wiggin in the 666. Then got Mark Rogers in the first of the Team PWS cars, and Lars Eklund in Team Burning Moose. We then have David Gerrard in another PWS car, the number 986, and we have Mark Sutherland in the Bentley. We have the first of the Stingray cars, which is Billy Stewart. Krista Hjort in Team Burning Moose as well, I think it is. Mark Christopher in the other PWS team car. Roman Mark in Team Slow Fanatic. We then have Merch in the Team Syndeo BMW with Jeremy. We then have Terry Trowbridge in the Bentley, the number 97, the 2 Burning Bears. We have Rickard Weston and Andreas Pettersson. And at the back we have Jeremy, who was unable to put a qualification lap in as a result of having a few issues. So let's see if I can visual and get my cursor back, as I never seem to be able to get it back these days. And I have no idea why. One of these days I'll get it right. Oh, come on. You can hear me clicking buttons, can't you? And while I can't do anything, it's damn annoying. Right, what I can do is I can put that stream on and show you the coming down the straight until I can get the mouse back on this one. No, that one's not working. I don't know why it does this, because I'm actually running the game in Windows mode, which means I should have full access to the game. Oh, give up. I really do give up. I've tested this and it's been fine. And then, there we go. I've got the mouse back. We've had an incident. Let me go to the helicam on that. I'll do a replay on that. So there was an incident between Christopher. It looked like a bit of a chaos, actually. I don't know what's happened here. Oh, Christopher and Team Burning Bear come together. And then Stingray. Oh, there's cars everywhere. But a few have managed to avoid it. Yeah, the first contact there. They'll be investigated by the stewards. Lap 1 incidents. Yeah, unfortunate. Let's jump on forward to Neil Bywater. Bit of pressure on here from Neil Bywater. Lost the lead to Chris Bourne. Obviously, we're watching the replay of the incident. But I should imagine Chris Bourne just got a good start. You can see now Oh, they don't want to be banging each other, and they've had contact with each other. Neil and Craig there, and that's really put Neil on the back foot. He's being pressured now by Reese in the 666, and you can see the PWS car. So taking each other out, not really the wisest of moves there. You're racing as a team, not as an individual, I think it's fair to say. You can see he's losing so much time, Craig Holmes, now as a result of that before. I mean, that was his own mistake, really, trying to pass Neil. He should have let Neil go. He's lost too many places now, and there's been further contact as well as a result of it. I actually missed that. I was alt-tabbing Willie all the time, mate. It drives me mad. For some reason, because I'm using software, the software hooks into the game. So I can't switch between the software and the game because it keeps the cursor on the game. And no matter what I do, I really struggle between the two of them. Whoa! That car was very loose of Neil there. I thought he was going to go off. Let's jump back a little bit to David Gerrard. Because he's having a good... He's been a... Roman Mark's got a really good run on him here. He's never going to make it though. David's got the inside line. He's going defensive. But he's going to go wide there, David. And that's going to give Roman the advantage. But David has got the inside line. I do think he'll have got a track warning there. He kept the power on and went off track. So that could be track warning number 1. Very, very early on. But it has given him a bit of a breather. And Ricard's gone off at the back. He's made a bit of a mistake there. No other cars involved. Self-inflicted. Let's jump back to Andreas. Andreas is putting pressure on Terry. See, I said before, the McLaren I don't think does well on this track, but he seems to have the better run on Terry here as it stands. You can see we've got another battle going on with Lars and Craig in the mini window. Craig is the car behind, and Lars is the one. I think I've got that right anyway. It's Rogers and Lars, sorry, my apologies. It's Rogers chasing down Lars, and you can see now there's quite a few cars getting together in there. We'll keep an eye on this one as well. So, plenty of viewing for everybody. We've got 2 screens, ability to do that. Right, what have I missed? Hi, Aaron. Hi, Malcolm. Yeah, Task Manager doesn't fix it. Oh, he's gone wide there. Andreas, I'm going to concentrate back on the front battle. Because Rogers is looking really tasty after Reese here. And what I'll do is I'll put Andreas's battle in the mini window. We can see Andreas trying. Got similar battles, haven't we? They're both chasing down the red and white Bentley. One's a McLaren and one's an Aston, as of which neither seems to be making any headway. They're all butching up behind though. If you just go behind here, a nice little battle going on. 4 cars battling for what is 4th place at the moment. Luckily, the first lap incidents have calmed down now, and we're running well again. Good news is Jeremy's still on track, so he's either gone automatic or he's got it working. I think he will have gone automatic. Craig's looking fast now. Craig putting pressure on Lars. Let's just jump back forward a couple of cars. We can still get to see what's going on. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll go to the wing of Lars's car in the bottom window. We get to see what Lars is seeing behind him with that great big green Boltley. In contact, Jeremy and Sutherland. So I don't know if it's just a bit of a tap. Sutherland's coming through, so I presume he's banged doors with Jeremy a little bit. And as you can see now, the gap has eased off. So Sutherland's now trying to come through the field. He's now going to be fighting with Mark Christopher. Mark Christopher got tangled up on lap 1 and ended up going off track, as did Sutherland. So I'm not going to say I'm expecting fireworks. What's happened to the engine noise? Is it because it's helicam and the engines are sounding distorted? Because sometimes you get that. Oh, and Christopher's gone very wide. He's forced Jeremy off as well. Sometimes in helicam mode, Frank, the engines sound distorted because of the camera. I have noticed that it seems to have got worse in the last update. As the camera's moving around, it's distorting the engine noises. I suppose it's right, but it's just very, very misleading. And you can see now Sutherland's going for it. So what I'll do is I'll change the Sutherland view to be in his cockpit. Whoa, he's getting sideways there. Is that going to give Christopher? No. So the engine noise is perfect now. Christopher's not giving up. But again, I think Christopher's got a bit of damage. His bonnet's looking a bit damaged there. And Rogers is now got pressure from Lars again, so we'll keep an eye on that one. There's currently 4 battles. I've only got 2 screens unfortunately, so I can't show anything else. I'm trying my best to keep what's going on 2 screens, as well as 2 timing screens. Yeah, Sutherland's now gaining. I'm going to jump forward to Roman, because Roman's putting pressure on David Gerrard. So this is another one of the PWS cars. PWS, proud to be sponsored by them. Preciouswashers.co.uk. Also Syndeo. Go to syndeo.world. Gerrard very, very wide there. Hit the grass a bit too much. And Aqua Green. Really pleased these guys are sponsoring us to allow us to carry on providing the services. And everybody who's donated, really grateful. Obviously, it's not a cheap hobby, as you all know, but equally to keep the services running, we do have outgoings. The sponsors and all the donations do allow us to carry on, so we're really grateful for that. Thank you very much. That's from both myself and Jeremy, and obviously the whole group. Mark's looking really quick here. I think he's forcing an issue, and Billy Stewart's off track. Now let's do a quick replay of what happened there with Billy. So Billy's it's self-inflicted because there was no other cars. So let's have a see what's happening with Billy. Coming down, trying to work out where he is on track. Oh yeah, he's just over-rotated. Did he hit the barrier? He didn't hit the barrier. He got away with that one. Well done, Billy. Must have put your anchors on really well there, mate. Great stuff, well done. Wait for the replay to end. There we go. So Billy's back up and running again. Go back to the Lars Eklund battle. Really putting pressure now. In fact, I'm going to switch that to the main screen. As you can see, go to Helicam. Both drivers being aware of the other driver's presence on track there. As you can see, Lars could have gone for that. He's aware that that driver's going to turn in, and that's the difference in a driver risking something versus waiting for their opportunity. Great racing for the pair of them. Hi, Robert. Again, the McLaren is fast. Again, going against everything I said. No heli engine noise in Helicam. Maybe SOR. You do get the heli noise, Nikos. If the cars are parked up in the pits, you will get the engine noise of the helicopter. But there's just too much noise on track. Unfortunately, you can't change the way that's pronounced in the game as well. So you're stuck with what the game gives you. I'd love to be able to home in. And he's going for it here. He's got the inside line. He's looking at the contact. And they're both going to pay the price. Oh! Lars and Roman, big contact. And that was another car going wide. There's 4 cars off track now. I think Merch gained as a result of that because he managed to avoid contact. He went off track to do it. He might have got a warning for that, unfortunately. So Lars has pitted. His car's obviously 2 damage, so that's really put a bit of a dampener on that one. Let's go to Krista and let's do a bit of a split screen for Krista. So Krista's now putting pressure on Roman. That looks a good battle. I'm gonna put that one on. Roman's car's damaged as a result of him clattering Lars. So I think Krista could have a good run here. One McLaren versus another McLaren, but one's damaged. Let's wait and see. Krista's got a great opportunity. Whoa, that's what you call send it. But he sent it beautifully. Great opportunity there, Krista. Well done. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Roman catch him now. I think Roman's car's damage there. Yeah, Willie, you'd have been probably into top 10 now. All cars going off. Yeah, he's disappearing now, isn't he? In fact, Roman Mark's pitted. His car's damaged as well. So, yeah, Roman's really struggling. Let's jump to the front. So you can see Chris Bourne stretching his legs. He's not the fastest man on track, though. The fastest man on track is the person behind him, Mr. Bywater. He's managed a 1:59.5. And then Reese Wiggins is 6 seconds down behind them. And you can see Craig is trying to put pressure on Reese. Craig's on a fast lap at the moment. He's 8/10 up on his fastest. It's gone a bit wide there, though, so he leaves off a little bit. You always do that corner, to be fair. And then David Gerrard's a second behind. And then you can see Rogers, the other PWS car, is just behind Gerrard. Be interested to see if they're going to race each other. Terry's 4.8 seconds behind and is now being pressured by Merch. So we'll see how Merch goes on with this. Merch was lucky he gained as a result of the couple of incidents. He did go wide to avoid it, which was brilliant driving. But yeah, I think he's now coming to grips with the BMW a bit more. He is much quicker than Terry on this lap as well. So I think he's nearly a second quicker than Terry as it stands. You can see the difference in the BMW under braking. It's absolutely brilliant. I don't know if it's a trail braking thing, but the BMW is brilliant with trail braking. It seems much more manageable than the other cars when you trail brake. You feel like you can be more precise with it. Don't know if that makes sense. There's been contact at the back between these two. Now, Billy was behind, so I presume that was a bit of a over exuberant late braking, or they just banged doors. But I do think Billy was catching Jeremy anyway. So, as I said, I don't know if Jeremy is running automatic. To anybody who's run manual to automatic, the game is really hard. It really throws you, and you feel like you're losing so much speed. You can see Jeremy's in the 205s. He can do 201s, Jeremy. So he's 4 seconds down as a result, probably, of the gearing and the gearing alone. And there's Billy. Billy's made that pass. So Merch is still looking racy now against Terry. This corner, the BMW is brilliant at. You can fling it round this corner. You just got a bit of over-rotation there, Merch, though. And it will stick with the right setup, the BM. So it's really quick in certain corners as well. This is the only real battle on track at the moment. Bentley's top 4. Aston Martin's next 2. Then Bentley the next 1. Yeah, the lowest ranked Bentley is Mark Sutherland. And the lowest ranked Aston is Mark Christopher. The McLarens look like, well, I'm going to say best of the rest. There's 6 McLarens, and they're being knocked off the top 7 by a BMW. Sutherland's now past Peterson. So Sutherland is now moving forward after a result of his contact early on. Again, we'll have to check that. Let the stewards look into that incident. Not too sure what the causes were. It looks like one person got the braking point wrong, smacked into the back of a car. The other 2 drivers, and we've had very early on indeed. I didn't expect that. Interesting. We have driver 986 with a drive-through for pit limit for driver limits. I did say at one point he went very wide. That's very early on in the race. 8 laps, and he's got a stop and go basically. Well, a drive-through. Very early on for the race that. So yeah, he was definitely stealing some of the laps there, which is what I thought he was doing. But yeah, keen eye caught it there. That's kind of put a kibosh on. I'm going to jump forward now because Merch has got the inside line. And as I said, the BMW through that corner is brilliant. He's got more to give there, Merch, actually. You can see he's got so much more. He can put the power down a lot earlier. And I think we'll see him run away now. Because it's very quick through this next section, the BMW. Although Merch is going very wide there. He needs to take that corner a bit neater. You want to be hugging the sausage curb as you come out of that corner. Yeah, again, he wants to be a bit more left there. Get his braking point right, and you're looking to just nick the sausage here. Yeah, done that well. And likewise this corner, he's slowing it down a bit too early there. And you can see Terry gained on him. He wants to try and take that a little bit wider so he can straighten the corner out a little bit. Again, keeping close to sausage. Pick his braking point. Now in this corner, you're looking initially for a late apex. About here. And then this corner, you're looking to take the apex again later on. So you can get the power down. So you should be getting the power down around now. Well, earlier than that actually. He's gone wide there. That will be a track limits. But he has pulled away. Meanwhile, Rogers has passed Gerard because Gerard has gone to the pits for his stop and go. He's losing places for fun now, David. He's now into 9th place. And Sutherland's now passed him, as has Andreas. Is Ricard going to pass him? Could very well do. He's coming out now, is David. It's a very short run from the pits, so there's a possibility David Gerard will make it out. Will he have the momentum? He is out. You can see he's only just ahead, really. So Ricard could potentially catch him here. He's on tyres that will have cooled down a little bit, and he'll be now wary of the track limits. You know, that'll be running through his mind where he's made the mistakes. He doesn't want to do it again. I mean, he's lucky he's still in 11th place. It could have been a lot worse. I think somehow he's been saved by some of the incidents. Lars, Roman, Mark Christopher has saved him a little bit. Looks like Lars has called it a day. He's been in the pits for a long time, so I think Lars has decided to call it a day. And there's no battles. It's gone really quiet now. So why don't we do an onboard lap with Mr. Bourne? I am keeping an eye on the gaps. You can see the gaps yourself as well, guys. So as soon as something gets tasty and interesting, I'll show it. So what I'll also do, so that's the outside view from the helicam of Chris Bourne's current lap. So you can see where he is on trace. He's gone very wide there a little bit, just so you can see what's going on. How he's taking the corners. Yeah, he's got some good power there. Neil Bywater's definitely getting quicker though. I think Neil Bywater's starting to take that lead. He's just reduced the gap, Neil. I think Neil's starting to look a bit racy. And one thing we'll notice about this, depending on your car setup, the tyres will go off with 15 minutes to go. You'll see the lap times. I'm not going to say they're going to plummet, but you'll see the lap times start to come up a little bit. They'll end up in the 2s, 201s. But we've already got some drivers in the 201s now. You can see that Chris is changing his ABS, not his ABS, his traction control all the time. You'll see his hand move on the wheel. all the time. He does this, he changes the traction control through different corners to give him the better drive. Keep watching his hands and you'll see his hands change position. His right hand will come across to the left while it plays with the traction control, I think it is. He's either feeling the car slip and is increasing it, or he feels he can push it a little bit more and he's decreasing it. Yeah, he's just moved his right hand. Now that could have been his brake bias there as well. I don't know, I can't really see, but he's moving his hands. He's pressing buttons. So Chris is still in the 2-minute flats. Neil Bywater's last lap was 4/10 quicker. So Neil is definitely catching Chris as it stands. If he's doing it 0.4 of a lap, he's going to be on him before he knows it. And he's quicker again, Neil. He's definitely quicker than Chris this lap as well. There is no other battles going on. Let's switch camera to Neil. And see it from Neil's viewpoint just to see if they drive similar. The way they take the corners, you'd expect them because they've got very similar times. That's what you want, that sausage curve as close to your tyres as possible without hitting it. As Saunders found out yesterday though, was it yesterday or day before Monday, hit that curb wrong and it'll throw you. It'll just throw you to the lions. He clipped it coming out and he shot his car to the left hand side. It really took off. I think Pit Bits did a video on it. We can't see it. Good point. I can. Yeah, good point. I'll switch the picture in, picture off. I don't think Neil plays with this while we're driving, but you do have a valid point there. His hand was coming across to the left hand side actually initially. That's why I thought he was playing with his traction control, and then he played on the right hand side, which made me think it was the brake bias. If he's got his tyres warming up, he'll be moving the bias to the back to allow some of the heat to dissipate from the front. If his front tyres are cool, he'll be putting the brake bias to the front to generate heat under braking. Right, I'm going to jump back now to Craig Holmes because Craig Holmes is gaining on Reese. Ah, the old boys network. Who's going to blink first? Hi, Paulo. Depends what buttons you've got, Matt Nikos, to be fair. Wouldn't be drinking it with Chris, though. It'd be eat. Yeah, Craig's looking really handy here now. I think it's going to be a fantastic race on Sunday. Just looking at the speed everyone's doing. I think Group 1 race is going to be... I think you make one mistake on Group 1 on Sunday, you're going to be way down the field. You're going to have a perfect race because you're not going to be able to catch people up. Everyone's just too quick. Talking about an even track, an even performance, this appears to be it. I mean, these are both in the same car, and you can see the difference in performance. Craig's got... That's the closest battle on track. Krista's going to be putting pressure on the Terry in a minute, so we'll see if we can gain out of that. Now I'm waiting for this to switch to a bit raciness because I'll put the helicam on. Craig just seemed to be a bit laboured coming out that corner then. It's almost like he just wasn't getting traction. You can see the difference it's made. Just give Reese, just a bit of a breather there. The other thing you've got as well, when you've got two drivers who are so closely matched, where'd you pass? You can't pass because you're both equally matched. You've got to try and work out a weak point, but if you're equally matched, there's no weak point. You're waiting for that mistake. Look at the speed difference through there. Craig carries so much speed through there, and all the space he lost before, he's gained again now. If he had that last corner sorted, he'd be right on him now and could get a good run down here. "22 minutes to go. I'm going to jump. I did say this was going to happen. If I can do it. This is Krista on Terry. Krista's got a great run up the inside. I don't think Terry could defend that. Coming out of the previous corner, I think Krista got a great run. I think Terry must have made a bit of a shimmy, and it just gave Krista the run. But Krista's now hunting Merch down. I'll jump further back to Gerard. Gerard's gone flying past Andreas. Andreas, not too sure what that was all about there. I like Andreas just give in to him. The racing, they're on the same lap. That was a bit of an odd one. Going back to Craig. Craig again is still putting pressure. On Reese. He's putting pressure on, but he's not really making headway as such. I'm missing Friday and Saturday, Nikos and Frank, unfortunately. Jubilee celebrations on Friday for the street. We've got a street party. And then Saturday, my daughter's confirmation, and we've got a party in the evening. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to watch the, if they're streamed, watch them back later. Now, I've not been given confirmation if either races are streamed. I don't know if Juan's been given the nod to do both races. So as it stands at the moment, Friday's certainly not streamed, and Saturday is questionable. Yeah, look how quick again he is here. But he can't make any inroads. He just can't make any inroads. Right, we'll keep that on. I'm going to go to Neil. Neil is gaining on Chris. It's only slight, but he is gaining. And I say that, and he loses 2/10. Yeah, you can just see there Chris just coming out of shot. So he's not... Neil can see him. And when you can see the driver in front, it makes a big difference. And what you do is as you're going down, I know you've got the splits, you're looking where they were at the same point in the last lap, just to give you that mental mind image that you're gaining on them, or you're not. And if you're not, you think, I'm going to have to go faster. I'm going to have to go faster, you know. Oh, Krista's at it again. Doesn't want to give up. He's already passed one and he's looking to pass a BMW. Krista's having a great run. His lap times are much more impressive as well than some of the cars around him. He's really holding the laps together. He was nearly a second quicker than Merche in the last lap alone. His fastest lap is 2/10 quicker than Merche's, so we definitely know he's quick. I don't think it's going to be long before we see Krista get another good run out of another corner. Craig, again, is very, very close to Reese. We're talking 1/10. And there's been a pass. Let's just have a quick replay on that. As he's made the pass, I want to see how he set it up. He's way off here. Way off. Oh, Reese is on the grass. He's had to put the brakes on. He can't defend now. Although he's trying his best. But Craig's going to have too much run on him there. So, error. One error will cost you. And that's now allowed Craig, who I think is the quicker, to pass him. And I think we'll see Craig now just scamper away a little bit. Back to Neil. Neil's got the gap down. He's still trying. He seems to be circulating around 1.8. I'm keeping an eye on Krista as well. Krista's still putting pressure on Merch, so I'll keep an eye on that, and I'll switch to Krista in a second. Don't think Neil's gaining really, is he? Jeremy's in the pits. That tells me Jeremy's steering's gone. His gear change is gone. He's getting a new. He's getting the problem sorted tomorrow, so he should be okay from tomorrow. But yeah, I think he's been rather frustrated. I think he said when he got the wheel, there was something that said it's advised to do the following, and I don't think he did, or he read it afterwards. But anyway, he does think there's a solution to it, and the solution's going to arrive tomorrow. Krista's looking quick here, isn't he? He's getting such a good run. So he needs to nail, really, these corners. Merch is going wide again. Problem is, though, because he's gone wide, keeps the power down. But it's so easy to get track warning limits there as well as proper warning. He's really trying, Merchy, though. He's really, really trying. Look at the angle differences there. Krista looks so smooth through that section of the track. There's no oversteer or understeer, and the car just looks planted into the middle of the track. He's not even needing the curbs. And again there, Merch is using more of the track that time to give him more speed and carry more speed through. And Merch is actually quicker. He's on his quickest lap at the moment, Merch, as well. Krista's putting pressure, and Reese has got white flags. That tells me he's going slow. He's gone wide again. Reese. Now, I said 15 minutes and the tyres will start to go off. Are we starting to see that now? And one or two mistakes. He's got the DD1 Frank. Hi, Terry. Well, apparently the problem is caused because he's not got the quick release. He's ordered the quick release and it's coming tomorrow, apparently. That's supposed to fix the problem. So he believes. Looking quick there, Krista. He's going for it. He's going for it. Merch will make his BMW big, but I think he also realises when the race is won, the wet race is done, he will, bow out gracefully, and he won't fight Krista. And that's from personal experience. He's going deep again there. Now, he must be careful, because if he's keeping his foot planted, that is an area where you do get warnings. Yeah, you can see that time Krista's used all the track because he went in quite sharp onto the entry to that corner. Got two cars retired, Jeremy and Lars. Lars was a result of a multiple car incident. Krista's gone very deep there, missed his braking point, but hasn't cost him too much time. Cost him best part of just over half a second, 3/4 second. I do think we'll see Krista catching back up again. Merch is keeping up with his lap time here, so Merch is looking at a 2:01. He's getting consistent. I said that's what would happen. I think the times will go down to a 2:01. The only drivers in the twos at the moment is Chris and Neil Bywater. Everyone else is in the 2:01s or less or greater than that. Sorry. And the number of battles on track, obviously we're only talking 17 cars, is quite limited. So I'm trying to show you what entertainment there is, and we are limited to entertainment. There's just no other battles going on as we speak, so are we going to see Krista? What I will say is I don't know how the McLaren is on its tyres, but the BMW is woeful around here. So I think the BMW's tyres will fall off the cliff, and they do fall off the cliff. I'm trying to see where people are making gains, and there's no one at the moment. I mean, Christopher's in 14th place. He's making no headway whatsoever. In fact, you know, he just seems to be struggling with the race completely. Is this going to be a pass? He's in the wrong place on the track. He could go for the slingshot up the inside. But again, that puts Merch in the right position on track as well for the next corner. So he's really trying. Really trying, but he's just not making any substantial gain. He needs that. Where Merch got a twitch then, he needs that to pay into his hands. We can get a good slingshot out. I'm not sure I'm changing, Terry. I've now learnt the BMW really well. Towards the end of this season, I've just started getting quick in it. And I'm now thinking, if I use the BMW next season, I could improve where I was. You know, it's all about improving. I did contemplate another choice of car, but I feel so home in the BMW. You know, and there you go. Krista has got the corner done. You can see Merch was struggling onto the corners there, and that is the tyres going off. You just lose so much lateral grip when the tyres go off, and that the McLaren's obviously keeping the grip. And we'll see the McLaren, I think, scamper away now. Don't know if they release the new Mustang. I might even go down the Mustang route. Apparently the Mustang is supposed to be on its way, I've heard. Oh, Crystal wants to be careful not hitting them curbs. Just lifted his car up a little bit there. Where can we go now? There's just no battles. It's I mean, Christopher's going backwards. His time's going down. He's not gaining on Billy at all. It looks like Billy is pulling away. He's pulling away quite well as well, Billy. But Billy's quite a distance off the car in front, so I can't see Billy actually gaining on anybody, unfortunately, to pass. Yeah, Krista's he's a great bloke. You know, speak to Krista a lot. He's so down to earth. But it was interesting because on Monday we were in the chat before the race, and he was telling me he's really struggling in the centre part of the track. And I give him some. I'm not going to say give him advice. You can't teach someone who's good at something advice. I just told him what I did and what works for me, and he tried it and it worked for him. So it's quite good. You know, he's never humbled enough to turn around and say, "Can someone give me some help?" And it's only for the better, really, because it has made him. As you can see, his pace is really good. I think he's going to have a good race on Sunday as well. But again, it's another one of these. People like different tracks for different reasons. I'm going to jump forward. It's getting a bit interesting at the front now. Bywater. Has Bywater looked after his tyres better? Yeah, Malcolm. I was on it, mate. I was on it. So I've got two screens to look at. I've got a lot of information to try and digest, and it's sometimes they're just a glare of numbers. He's down to 1.2, 1.3 seconds now. Now, I don't think I've seen Chris Bourne under pressure this late on in a race. So this is going to be really interesting. He's now within a second. I'm wondering if it's a tyre thing. Neil's looking really good here. Really good. Someone else who's looking good. It's going to jump back to it. I'll come back to this in a minute. Is Terry has rolled in Merch now. So that tells me Merch's tyres have gone. And in the BM, they will go off the cliff. And what I mean by that is you'll have one lap where it feels like you're driving on ice. It'll be 2 laps to go. You just lose everything. That's exactly what happened to me on Monday. Can you counteract it? Yes, you can. I'm not going to say how. You can see he's got no lateral grip anymore. He's lost all the lateral grip. He's sliding. His tyres have gone like ice. You'll just see him slide every corner. There you go. He just can't turn in anymore. That's exactly what happens. The tyres just must go to jelly. Yeah, he's 1.5 seconds behind at the moment. I am keeping an eye on that time, but I obviously want to see how this goes because, yeah, having been in the BM against Patricio on Monday, I'm managing the pass to pass him and keep him at bay. When my tyres started to go, he came back and he did it. And as I said, the tyres just dropped off. And when I mean drop off, I mean drop off. They're not gradual. They do go gradually, but then they just seem to really disappear. And you have one really good lap and then one really bad lap. One really good lap and one really bad lap. You just can't be consistent. What's interesting is Mark Sutherland's catching these. Is he going to have enough time to gain and pass the pair of them? Not too sure. Murchie's going to have to be careful because his tyres are that bad. He could easily go off track. And so far he's hitting his braking points. He's taking the corners well. Got a bit of a slide on there. There you go. Bit of a slide on. And I can see Sutherland taking him as well. Now look at the speed difference Sutherland's got there. Sutherland is flying. We'll now sit on board with Murch and just see what's going on in relation to the battle here. Yeah, I'm glad you agreed, Terry. They just dropped. So I've got... I'm not going to say it's a trick up my sleeve. I'm just going to change things on Sunday to allow them to last. I only need them to last 5 minutes longer. I've got some ideas. I will put them in place. Yeah, he's going to lose another place, Merch, here, isn't he? So he's lost 3 places in the last 5 laps. And that will be just down to the tyres. The left-hand front and the left-hand rear are the ones that kill. They just die. Now you can keep the temperature in check, which I do manage to do. But the graining is just too severe. And it's not just one tyre. If it was one tyre, you could probably manage it. But the both tyres left hand side, you can see he's twitching all over the place. You can't do it when 2 tyres go on the same side of the car. Because you're missing massive on the corner. And then that starts graining the right hand side tyres because they're having to take all the grip. And that's why it just falls off a cliff. You can see he just can't go around the corners. You could see it again there. He is fighting with the car. I'd love to, actually, I might go onto the inside just to see how much he's fighting with the car, Merch. Is he having to correct all the time? We'll see how much he's having to correct. That was a good exit. Let's see how he does here now. Again, nice and tidy, but look at the speed difference. Sutherland carried so much more speed through there. This is where the BM struggles getting the power down here. Gone wide. Gone wide there as well. I mean, not wide, excessive wide. Very lethargic into that corner. It's just not going. You can hear the tyres screaming and shouting. Very close to contact there. Very close to contact. Keep an eye on this. He's 1.4 seconds off his lap time. To me, Nikos, it's Neil. Neil got pole, and he's put pressure and kept pressure on Chris Bourne. That's just my view. Let's see how he gets around this corner. He's changed something there. You can see he's changing something on his car. Hands going to the right hand side. I'm not too sure what that is. Sutherland's got another good run here. I don't think it's enough. Carrying a lot of speed though, Sutherland. Correcting ever so slightly there. He's got a good run. He's still got a good run. He's holding off here well, Merch, to be fair. Yeah, I agree, Terry. I think Neil's had a good race today. Oh, he's short shifting. Keep the grip. Short shifted there to get the grip. Speaking of the man, let's go to the front. You can see he's gained on Mr. Bourne. So I think because of where the PWS cars are and the fact that the three of them, I mean Rogers is okay. I'd need to check this, but I think the Old Boys Network have won the championship with one race to go. I don't think they can be caught because we've got four drivers in the top four. That team, but say I'm not confirming that. If that's the case, we'll announce it once all the appeals and stuff have been done. There's Mr. Bourne. He's dried off now. Just wants to get the car home. He's just thinking of that champagne on the podium. Probably with a pizza or a curry. And Merch has held off Mark Sutherland beautifully. He's managed to do it. He's really pushing Neil. But I think it's not going to be enough. There's our first and second place guys. Well done, Chris. Well done, Neil. And third place is Mr. Holmes. A little bit down. 20 odd seconds down. Roman Marks gone off track. He's right at the back for the Team Slow Fanatic. There's Neil crossing the line. Reese Wiggins coming over in fourth. Mark Rogers making it fifth. The first PWS car over. PWS were putting the pressure on the Old Boys Network. And then Krista was just behind him. Terry Trowbridge. And then Merch. They're not finishing yet, but they're nearly there, yeah. Mark Sutherland just behind. David Gerard in the PWS. Andreas, Team Burning Bear. Ricard, also Team Burning Bear. Billy in Team Stingray. Great recovery there from his off early on. He did well not to hit the barrier. Mark Christopher in the final Team PWS car. He'll put this down to a race he'd rather forget, although I do think he's got damage to the front of his car, so he could be running with an aero problem for the whole race, which would explain where he is. He's quicker than that. His best time was a 2:03. He's easily into the twos, so I think he's got damage. And then all cars are classified at that point. Roman is also classified. So thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care, and I'm racing tomorrow, the Ginetta Cup, and Sunday, but I won't be streaming the next two races. So take care, enjoy yourselves, have a great few days.